this is your captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? He's gotta be kidding.
Glenn, we have waited a decade of friendship for this interview right now, and the fact that it is in front of the Mount Rushmore of Top Gun makes me really happy.
I know. Matthew and I have known each other for literally the longest time. I've gotten to watch this guy literally rise up the ranks in Hollywood.
Wow.
Anyway, it is very cool. I gotta say, it's full circle to be here with you right now, because truly that is the journey of Hollywood, to be a part of things that you've dreamed of doing your entire life, to be a part of a franchise I've wanted to be my whole life. And, you know, to do it with one of my heroes, it's the greatest. And we deliver on the movie, as you've seen. It's like the best. And as Tom calls it, like hitting a bullet with a bullet. The odds are not with us, but I feel like we really did it.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you, but I'm also mad at you because at your birthday, you did not tell me how good this movie is. So we'll talk about that later. What was it like to have a front row seat to actually making Top Gun? And what is it about Top Gun that all these years later, we still want more?
Being on the sets, I got to witness them filming that new version of the beach volleyball scene. That was pretty fun and iconic. So much of it, you know, the airplane hangar, the flying, I don't know, it was like nothing I had seen before. I think the original movie just delivered in every way what you wanted a kind of big Hollywood movie to be. It had excitement, it had these incredible, you know, brave characters doing these extraordinary things. The characters were all so cool, it had romance, and I feel like this movie has all of that in spades, you know. I think they've just done such an extraordinary job with it.
You have gone back with Tom Cruise for decades. How did this come to be?
Joe and I went to Paris while he was making Mission Impossible. We spent time with him. Joe pitched the idea and Tom fell in love with it. Called the head of the studio at the time, says, "I'm making another Top Gun." They couldn't have been more happy.
Having worked with Tom before, I knew it all came down to character and story. So when Jerry and I went to Paris, that's where I started, you know, with a rite of passage story for Maverick, you know, a reason to go back and see what he's been up to. Needed to have an emotional pull to it, and the story we settled on, I think, gave Tom the reason to put the jacket back on and come back, thank God. And then obviously, you know, Tom's known for, you know, doing all of his own stunts and practical effects. So the next challenge was, how do we capture this for real? That started a 15-month process of figuring out and working with the Navy to get how to get 6 IMAX quality cameras into the airplane.
Not only are you guys actors in this movie, but you're basically like trained fighter pilots. So talk to me about that process and how many like G-forces did you guys have to basically sustain to get through like a single take?
Like consistently sustaining 8.5 and doing it, what, the 8 Gs were like for 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, sustained
Gs for 15, 20 seconds of something that I would have never thought possible when I first started doing this. By the end, when we got to the F-18, we were able to, there was a moment that Tom was like, all right, now you guys gotta act a little bit more. Remember, he's like, you guys, we were so well trained that he's like, well, now you gotta turn it on a little bit because you've adapted so well to the Gs.
My cell phone can barely like handle 3G, so like congrats. Who threw up first?
I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, so I'm looking at you, man. No. I'll go. I did. I puked almost every single time.
Tom designed a training course that took them from small, slow planes up to big, you know, Super Hornets, traveling at, you know, 650 miles an hour. So they had to train to be able to pull that off. And they were turning the cameras on and off themselves. There were 6 cameras in there that they were running. You know, you can't fake what we were trying to achieve.
Jeez! Having any fun yet?
You are, of course, an Academy Award-winning actress. You've had a storied career. I imagine that, like, riding a motorcycle into the sunset with Tom Cruise after all these years, like, still not a bad day at the office, yeah?
It was so much fun. I loved working with him. There's just no one like him, you know? There's a reason why he's been at the top of his game for decades. He's a marvel. That was really fun. That's one of those moments, you know, that is a real nod to the original and was kind of surreal to be part of.
The nicknames in Top Gun are so nostalgic. We of course have Maverick, we got Goose. Knowing what you guys now know on the other side of making this movie, what would your call names in real life be?
Sleepy. That's actually a good one. This is the opposite of what I am. This is brand new.
What?
Man bun's brand new.
Well, you shouldn't have done it.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
This movie demands to be seen on the big screen, and when I saw it, there were applause throughout this film, which is just like the coolest thing to experience, you know, in a big theater. What do you think that Regal fans can expect from Top Gun when they see it with their wingmen?
I feel like it's an edge of your seat kind of ride, this movie. I think it's, you know, the flying sequences are so visceral, they're so effective and impactful. Also, it pulls you in emotionally, you know? I think it just excels. It's like a big, action-packed Hollywood movie that really comes through and delivers on so many levels.
Congratulations, guys, and to quote the Top Gun soundtrack, this movie takes my breath away.
Hit it!
Voice of it. No,
Hit
I know
it.
what it is. Angel is your call sign. The
Angel.
voice of an angel.